I just gotta have an opening, don't
Yeah, what's our name? Do you want to do the Not Your Band Teachers podcast, or do you want something else, or?
I don't know. I haven't thought of anything else.
Not Your Band Teachers podcast, unless it is. Hey there, everybody! Welcome to Not Your Band Teachers podcast,
unless it is.
All right. My name's Alex.
I'm Corey. All
right. And this is Corey's first time ever doing anything recording-wise. We're popping the cherry, so fuck yeah. For today's liquor, we are drinking Lagavulin single malt Scotch whiskey, aged for 16 years, which is the minimum for all you nerds out there, for it to be considered Scotch. Haha.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, so pretty much what this podcast is going to be about, it's going to be us talking about musical topics and things that we think are important. We're going to be asking each other questions on an episode-to-episode basis. Sometimes I'll be the one asking the questions. Sometimes Corey will be the one asking the questions. But for today, I'm asking the questions. So hashtag fucking deal with it. All right, so we're going to start off simple. Just try and get to know you a little bit, Core. You okay with Core?
I never had a nickname because my name's already so short. So, whatever you want to call me.
All right, Core. All right. So, what got you into music? And you can't just say 6th grade band because everybody gets into music that way.
All right. Well, my mom swears that I took piano lessons when I was younger. But my sister swears that she remembers taking the piano lessons. And I don't remember piano lessons at all.
How old would you have been if you had...
No fucking clue. So, maybe that was it. Probably not. But yeah, I put band on my little thing when I was going to middle school. So yeah, it was 6th grade band.
Okay.
To be honest, it really was.
But did you already have an enjoyment for music?
No, I absolutely fucking hated it. My mom used to play hip hop and rap in the car all the time.
Yeah.
And I mean, I have an appreciation for certain things, and
yeah.
But that's just not what I listen to. And I just never liked it. We would just be in the car and just be all right. Never had I didn't get an iPod till after 6th grade or anything, and so I never had anything to listen to my own music on.
Yeah.
And so
it's funny that you say that because it was the exact opposite for me. So when I was coming up, my mom really liked country music, and I just didn't like it at all. But I was my friends were all into hip hop, so I was into hip hop, even though I also didn't have anything to listen to it on until the day I got those cheap ass laser CD players, where they're circular.
I had one of those. Yes.
Yeah, and you had to plug the headphones into the little jack and stuff, and then the what was it? The volume was
you turned it on with the volume.
Yeah.
Yes, I remember.
And my first ever CD was Eminem's Curtain Call, and it was the clean version, but the clean version's not even clean enough for a 10-year-old kid.
I don't even know. I had one of those, and I don't remember what I ever used it for.
I think I still have it. It doesn't work, but I have it.
I did for a while. It would turn on, but it wouldn't. No sound would come out. I think I got rid of it when we moved houses a couple years ago.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah.
So what kind of music were you into at the time then?
None. I didn't.
Okay, so you were just
yeah.
It was just a random.
My childhood was the only music I ever listened to was what was playing in the car when I was in the car with my mother.
Yeah.
And I guess my dad too. And we went up to his house every other weekend, and he lived in West Virginia, so he listened to a lot of country. I didn't like either one. So kind of screwed from the start.
Stuck between a rock and a hard place.
Yeah.
So okay, so then what made you sign up for band?
We had to sign up for an elective.
Oh, okay. So you figured band was the easiest one to get through?
We weren't allowed to take a shop class in 6th grade, which I would have done.
Yeah.
I did it in 8th grade. But then I didn't want to do ag because all the ag people were it's Frederick County, Virginia, and they're all gross. And so I didn't know anyone that was going to be in the ag department because I didn't know those people.
Yeah.
So, band was the only thing left.
Okay. So you got into band 6th grade, and did you play trumpet right away?
So I got there, and apparently I missed the days where you go and try out the
instrument.
So,
how did you manage that? Don't they come to the elementary school?
Apparently it was like an after school thing. I don't know what it was.
Weird.
It was like over the summer, and like at the end of the year or something. It was like the first time they ever did it. They didn't do it. It wasn't a very popular thing until
that makes sense then.
Until I was in 6th grade.
Yeah.
And then I was just like, the director's just pick an instrument. And I was like, I tried trumpet today, and that's just what I stuck with because it was just easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So so then you picked the trumpet, and it was easy. Mm-hmm. So why did you stay in band for the rest of?
I've always been in band. Yeah.
And did you do like marching band and stuff like that too?
Yes, I loved marching band. I don't know why. It was just a lot of fun.
Okay. So did you ever think of venturing into another instrument, or were you just sort of like, I played trumpet and that's it?
So my 7th grade year, I auditioned for like the 8th grade band, made it, and then they needed another horn player because we only had 2. Uh-huh. And get this, the girl I liked played horn. So I was like, I'll do it. Because the director was like, okay, preferably a trumpet player. And I was like, all right, that's me. Here's my chance. It didn't work out, but I played horn for like 1 year, and then I went back to trumpet in 7th grade, and then doubled on trumpet and horn for like a couple years in high school.
Okay.
Between like, I played horn for like the lower band and trumpet in the upper band.
That's funny. Yeah. It's almost always because of a girl. Almost always. In fact, Foster even said when we were having our long talk, he said the best way to build numbers in band is to get girls in band. Because the boys will follow.
Yeah, yes. That is definitely what's going to happen.
And it works. Okay, so you've told me at least that you have interest in teaching theory, like on the collegiate level.
Yes.
Right? So is there why are you, because most people, me included, take theory and they fucking hate it.
Okay, Theory 3, I took the same course. I fucking hated because I would fall asleep every day.
Yeah.
Like, I was staying up till like 4 o'clock in the morning, and like, it was really bad.
Yeah.
Had I not fallen asleep in class, probably would have done just fine in that class. Like, the other 2 theories I did, perfectly. A's on everything. Like, when I was in high school, I took a theory class my junior year, and I was with all my friends that were like all gonna go into music, and so like band director used to be with the choir director. He was a cool guy. Have you ever been to VMEA?
No.
Oh. He's like president of something there, and it's really fun because I get to go see him. I see him every year we go, and he's just like, I don't want to be here.
Yeah.
But he's like, I'm required to be. But yeah, I took the theory class in high school, and I did all right, but I kind of skipped on a lot of things. Like, our teacher graded homework for completion, so I would just like write random shit in, and like, But then,
so you got an A as long as you just filled it out.
Yeah, I was writing triangles and shit in there. I'm not even joking. I gave Noah my theory workbook because I bought a new one when I got to college.
Yeah.
And I couldn't find the old one. And so I bought the new one. And when he had to retake theory, he needed a new book. I went home and found my old one. And of course, I didn't do all the homework. Yeah. And so, in high school. And so there was a lot of it left blank. And we didn't do the same assignments that we did for Dr. Taylor.
Yeah.
And so I gave it to him. And one day he comes to me, he's like, what is this fucking triangle? And I was like, oh, no. That's not actually what it is. Because, like, at this point, he knows me as, like, this theory genius that just knows what he's doing. And he's looking at my old textbook or workbook.
And he thinks the answer is triangle.
And he thinks the answer is triangle. And he's like, I thought I was going fucking nuts. I was like, no, I was just a slacker. But then I got into college.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
See,
apparently, I learned something in high school because Dr. Taylor started talking, and I knew what he was talking about.
So did you just kind of feel like you were really excelling at it, where most people feel like they kind of suck balls?
Okay, so yes, but we get into like key signatures and stuff, and like I learned my scales so I could make it to that 8th grade band when I was in middle school. So I knew my key signatures already.
Yeah.
And so I just dicked around in high school. I didn't care.
Yeah.
I didn't know everything when I got to college, but then like we got to like 7th chords, and that was like the extent of what I knew.
Yeah.
And that's like end of theory 1. So I knew almost everything from that first year, at least the first half of the semester.
So it was kind of like a confidence booster.
Yeah.
Going into the next
that's
semester.
definitely what it was. Like originally, I wanted to be educator. I wanted to teach high school band.
Yeah.
Because I loved my high school band director and had a lot of fun doing marching band, and I would like to write music and like write arrangements of stuff.
Yeah.
Now that I'm in arranging, maybe not. But like it's a lot easier than I thought it was going to be.
It is lot easier.
Once you learn like
because it just comes down to the
controls.
Like once you learn how to do the shortcuts, right?
Yeah.
And once you've kind of been through enough theory that you can read the chords on like the previous music, it's literally just putting the chords into whatever the musical families that you have.
So what I actually do right now is I'll condense everything. I'll take the score that Dr. Taylor gives us.
Yeah.
I'll take it, condense it into 2 lines, and put it in the piano, and then I'll copy and paste whatever I want in whatever voice.
Yeah.
And then hit transpose.
It's
and,
awesome.
Like, it's the easiest thing.
It is.
And like,
what do you use? What?
I'm using MuseScore. I used Sibelius in high school, and of course I didn't know all the shortcuts or anything.
Yeah.
But like, it's almost exactly almost exactly the same as Sibelius. You just have to know the shortcuts.
The way that software runs nowadays, like we're running through Pro Tools right now, but I also run Ableton, and I've dabbled in Cubase, and most of the time, except for Pro Tools, the short keys are the same, and the only reason is because Avid is an asshole. But really,
Avid asshole.
The guys who create Pro Tools, I swear, they work for Satan, because they make a really good product, but it's like it's a bitch to deal with. Like it took me all 10 years to figure out how to use it. Anyways, I'm going on a tangent.
God.
But yeah, no, I know what you mean, because like I use Finale, and when we were using MuseScore when I took arranging, I was kind of shocked to see how much of even between that, like Finale and MuseScore, it's a lot the same. And Sibelius is through Avid, so they must have gotten something right, because
wow,
they're pretty close to MuseScore too. But yeah, MuseScore is awesome.
MuseScore is great.
Yeah. Dr. Taylor didn't even know about it until my class went through, and like all of them were using MuseScore. And they were like, Dr. Taylor, don't you know that there's this free software? And he tried it out and was like, this is the fucking shit. He didn't say that, because that's not Dr. Taylor's way.
His thing right now is, I'm the one with the freaking doctorate. That's his thing right now. And it's pretty fucking funny. Not gonna lie.
Oh my God.
But yeah, we were talking about excelling in certain places.
Yeah.
So I know there are some people in the music department that have had, there's more than one that have had to like retake at least Theory 2, Theory 1, and whatever. And a lot of and people like music minors that could take Theory 3 decide not to, because like they don't have to.
Because they hate it.
Yeah, they hate Theory. And I never got it. I was just like, it's fucking great. You can spend an hour every other day with Dr. Taylor for one.
Yeah.
And then
that's true. Yeah.
It's like something that like it just comes so naturally. I think the biggest thing is that it just comes really naturally.
Yeah.
And like I've always been able to like, you tell me to do something and I'll do it. Like we're in arranging, and Dr. Taylor says, "All right, clarinet sees its C, plays its key," or whatever the mantra is.
He's got his
little mantra. And it's like,
which,
okay, cool.
I'm not gonna lie, I still don't understand that. I'm not gonna
explain it, 'cause I didn't know
when
it
we're
either.
done, I'm gonna need you to explain it.
Okay,
to me.
yeah. It's gonna take too long
No.
if you don't understand it the first time I explain it, so it's not gonna work.
But I
out.
literally sat through and like I felt dumb because he would say it and then like everyone in the room around me would be like, "Oh yeah, okay," and I'm
Because
just
they're
like,
fucking dumb and they don't get it either.
They're just fucking
they
know
just
what we're
want to
talking
agree with
about.
him. That's how everyone is.
I know.
Kalia was doing that like the last 2 weeks, and then yesterday we're doing something. Not yesterday, 2 days ago, Wednesday we're doing something, and he's like, "All right, the violin has 2 flats. What's the clarinet have?" And I'm like, "Nothing."
Yeah.
And then she's like, "What?" She's like, "We're gonna have a delay. Y'all gonna have to wait 5 seconds." And so today in class, Dr. Taylor was like, 5-second rule.
Yeah.
And then we all say the answer, except for like certain people that don't fucking get it. And then I need to help people in that class, I feel like. Because Dr. Taylor doesn't understand he doesn't see when people are struggling. And so I started writing down like clarinet, just add 2 sharps.
Yeah.
Trumpet, add 2 sharps. Horn, add 1 sharp, you know?
Yeah.
And he doesn't tell people that. Like, you can just memorize what each instrument gets.
Yeah. And see, that would have been better for me.
Yeah.
Than, because especially being on the percussion end of things, I don't have to read key signatures. So when I was done with theory, I was done reading key signatures.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
people are going to be like, "Oh, well, you play mallets too." Yeah, but I never read the key signature on those. Honestly, I never did. Because I would just see what the starting note was and was like, "Okay, we're F major."
Yeah. Yeah. I think Dr. Taylor thinks that, like, since we're all collegiate level musicians in that class, we should be able to figure out that, like, oh, the clarinet's getting 2 sharps every time we're transposing? Huh. Maybe I should write that down. But not everybody does that.
I think about it like this. If you see Dr. Taylor as, like, Einstein, right? And you compare him to Einstein going to an elementary school and trying to teach kids about basic chemistry or basic science, it would be the same thing. It would be like, well, just do it and it works. Just do it and it works. Because it worked for me and I'm a fucking genius. So, I mean, he's on another parallel of intelligence when it comes to music and musical theory especially.
Yeah.
I mean, he could poop out books of musical theory. He really could. But like, he's crazy like that.
I did a coaching session last semester for 2 of the theory students that were freshmen. Mm-hmm. One of them on the spectrum ended up doing better than the other person in the in the coaching session. Like not saying anything about, you know what I mean. But the other person did not listen to what I was saying, wasn't taking notes. When I told them to take notes, I went so far as to go to a class, fun fact, with Dr. Creo, which was a lot of fun. Went to a class with them, took notes for them, showed them how to take notes, showed them what 3 pages of notes should have looked like after a theory class instead of having the handout blank that she gave you at the beginning of class.
Yeah.
Like, you shouldn't have that. It shouldn't be blank at the very least. Didn't want to do it.
Yeah.
I don't know what she got in that class, but it wasn't good.
Yeah.
Because she wants to tutor again. She needs to tutor again already. But the other student wasn't doing so hot in the class at the beginning, like the first couple weeks, and they're like, "Okay, we need you to do a coaching session." Started working with him. He fucking got an A. So and he was listening.
So does doing this, because I know I heard about you doing this like tutoring for theory specifically.
Yeah.
Since doing that, do you feel like that enforces your desire to do it on a professional collegiate level?
Oh, hell yeah. Because, like, when someone actually listens to you, I think at the collegiate level, you kind of expect students to not dick around in class and write triangles in their workbook.
Yeah.
And they're there to learn. Like, they want to be a music major or a music minor, and they're there to learn. And so if you are that authority in the classroom, you have a responsibility to hold up. But, like, in the end, it's all down to the student. So I think as long as the students are willing, I'm happy to be teaching that class.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool, man. All right, so kind of taking a turn here. Let's go back to trumpet. So I don't even want to ask this question because I feel like we've gotten so deep talking about, like, your aspirations with theory and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But let's see where it goes. So I have a question that's what do you think is the most important aspect of trumpet playing?
Okay, well, it's different for everyone.
Yeah.
I was one of those people that like didn't practice through high school, like very sparsely. I got into college and now I practice like 2 to 3 hours a day.
Yeah.
And like,
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I practice so much more in college than I do even now. Like, it's crazy.
yeah,
Yeah.
damn. And not to say that like practicing an hour a day isn't good, because it just depends on how you practice.
Yeah.
When I first started, I didn't know how to practice because I didn't practice before, and so like I'd spend 3 hours at once in the practice room trying to get something right.
Yeah.
I could spend 20 minutes on something now, and like I was working on it's called the Get a Key Concert Etude. I'm playing it for my recital this semester. I spent 10 minutes in the practice room with it today, maybe 15.
Yeah.
And got it from 140 beats per minute from beginning to end
Yeah.
to 150.
That's awesome, dude.
So like it just depends. And
Yeah.
I'll do like 20-minute spurts throughout the day. And
Yeah.
like if stuff like that happens all day long, good. If it's if I've stopped, I've gotten stuck, I'm now 20 minutes into my practice session and I haven't reached any goal whatsoever, no matter how small it was.
Yeah.
Screw it. Goals are a really big thing for any practice, but
Yeah.
for me as a trumpet player, small goals and reaching them every 20 minutes that you're like practicing, as long as you have good practice.
Yeah.
And then, but up until like this last year, the biggest problem I had was air support.
Okay.
And this year, it's pretty good for it. I started practicing in a bigger room, room 4.
Yeah.
That's my practice room now.
Yeah.
Like I got a key last year from Dr. Creo. She's like, all right, yeah, you can practice in there.
That's awesome.
And so that really helped.
Yeah.
Practicing those.
So like what do you do? What do you do to build that up? Like what have you done to add that air support?
Conscious practicing is a really nice thing. So Dr. Creo's husband, they're both fantastic trumpet players, but he has a YouTube page and she doesn't. There's a lot of things on his YouTube page that I work on in our lessons.
Yeah.
Every trumpet player works on them, and
know
he
he
posts
had that.
really helpful stuff.
That's awesome. I didn't know he had that. That's
Yeah.
cool.
A lot of it's really old, but
Yeah.
I will listen to him, or like that flugel piece I was playing, I listened to some recording I found that was a really nice recording. I hadn't heard of the trumpet player, but like he was pretty good. But like I listen and what it should sound like and just mimic it. Like, I don't know. I should be able to have someone tell me after I'm done practicing that they thought I was in the hallway.
Yeah.
Because I was playing so loud. And that happened last week.
That's awesome.
You know Kyle Remnant, right?
Yeah.
He was teaching a lesson in room 5 across the hall.
Yeah.
And they came out after they were done, and I was just chilling out in the little sitting area, and they were like, "You're so freaking loud." And I was like, "Well, better than not." They're like, they thought I was in the hall, like with the door open or something. And
Yeah.
it's like, no, but playing in a bigger room,
Yeah.
standing while you practice. I know trumpet players that don't stand, and I ask them why they don't stand.
Mm-hmm.
It's because they don't do their lessons
But you
standing.
get more air support.
Standing,
Well,
you
yeah.
do. Yeah.
Because you're not contracting your diaphragm at all or any of that.
Exactly.
Yeah. See, I know some things.
Yeah. There's I'm gonna get into something. I'm not gonna go far into this.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Valsalva is a big thing. I don't know if you've ever heard of that.
No. What is that?
So it's your body's fight or flight reaction.
Okay.
Basically. And but it comes into play when you breathe in and you're about to play. Your body tenses up. You ever like someone's about to punch you in the stomach and everything
Yeah.
just tenses up? That's Valsalva.
Okay.
But when you're about to play a brass instrument or a woodwind or something, you breathe in and you breathe out. There's no tension. Some people, when they play, if they're not conscious of this, and then stop, and they
That's
condense.
me on trombone. That's
Yeah,
me on honestly though.
I'm not gonna lie. As soon as I said some people on brass instruments,
That is
I
me.
thought of you.
That is me on trombone.
I definitely mentioned that during brass methods, I think. And Dr. Creel was like, "Yeah," and then we didn't talk about it.
Which the funniest thing about that is that I feel like my fight or flight reaction is generally like I don't like freeze.
Mm-hmm.
I'm generally pretty calm under pressure. but it is strange. And now that you've said it and I see you do it, I do it every time I play trombone. I'll go.
Yeah. Yep.
And there's always like that little delay between
yes.
when the note should be hit. And she did say something to me at one point about doing it, but she never told me how to fix it.
Yeah,
which isn't like a big deal because I don't really play it much anyway. But.
Yeah, breathing exercises help. A lot of it's breathing, and that's like the cop out answer, I guess. But like it really is like that's what I struggled with for so long is like air support. And, like I don't know, I just never understood, and now I'm like moving so much air that
that's
like,
good.
The kid I'm teaching down here in Stanton on Tuesday, well, I guess we changed. It's Mondays now. When I come down here, I had him hold his hand up. He's like an 8th grader. He's like that age.
Yeah.
He should be building some lungs on him. He wrestles. He should have some lungs. His air is like me just like breathing out of my nose.
Really?
Yeah, that's how much air he's putting out. And I was like, just put your hand in front of my mouth. It's going to be a little weird, but just do it. And I acted like I blew as much air as I would as if I were playing on my trumpet, my mouthpiece in front of it. And I showed him that like the difference between me blowing out of my mouth and blowing through the mouthpiece, there's no difference.
Yeah.
You should be able to move the air while also like playing the notes like with the tone, intonation, and all that.
Yeah.
That stuff.